What is up, guys? Happy New Year. I cannot believe that it is 2026. Insane. Every year it just goes by so fast. Like, it is just absolutely ridiculous how quickly time goes. Today, I am going to be doing my yearly goals video. So every year I like to make goals for the year and also go over the goals that I made last year and see how I did. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna start with my 2025 goals and just kind of going over them, how I did, and then we will get into the goals that I made for this year. Starting off with 2025, I have a few different sections, I guess. Sections, categories? I guess categories is a better word. So we're gonna start off with running. My first goal was to run 2 half marathons, which I completely blew out of the water. I ran 3 actual events, races that were half marathons. So I did the Shamrock Half in Virginia Beach in March, the Craft Half in North Carolina in April, and then the Ashland Half Marathon in Virginia in, I believe it was August. So I did those 3 actual races that were all half marathons, and then I also trained for a full marathon, so I had plenty of training runs that were over the 13.1 miles. So definitely hit that goal. That also leads into my next goal. I wanted to run my first full marathon in 2025, and I am so proud to say that I completed that goal. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. I started training for my first full in June, and I joined I joined a training team here in Richmond that trains for the Richmond Marathon, which is the one that I did, and that is in November. So I completed that race. I did a lot better than I thought I was gonna do, to be honest. I ran the entire thing, and I still cannot believe that I did that. I believe my time was a little bit over 5 hours, which is a lot better than I thought I was gonna do. I just wanted to finish it. I did not have any sort of goal for my first full marathon. I was just like, I want to train for it, I want to do it, and I want to cross the finish line, and that is what I did. Just overall, a great experience, and I am so happy that I completed that goal, because that was one of the goals that I was like, I'm just gonna put it on there and see what happens. So yeah, very, very happy about that. My next goal is going to run club once a month, which I totally did not do, but I think I'm gonna let myself go on that one because I signed up for the marathon training team, like I just said. So that was kind of like a run club that was half of the year. So I'm getting rid of the once a month thing. I'm just gonna say that I did that one. Next, 1 race a month. I also blew this goal out of the water. I had to write down all of the races I did because I was losing track, but I did 15 races last year, so 1 a month and then a few extra sprinkled in throughout. A few of them I traveled for, which was really fun, and then of course I had my marathon and then just a few little local races. So yeah, that was my first big year of running. I'm gonna continue to run a lot in 2026. Next is 1 Savage race, which I did do. My sister and I did the Savage race in Maryland in May of 2025, and it was so much fun. If you don't know what a Savage race is, it is basically, it's kind of like a Spartan race, just a different brand, and it's an obstacle course race. So we did the shorter version, and so I think ours was 3 miles altogether, and then within that 3 miles you would do different obstacles and all this crazy stuff. So yeah, her and I did that, and it was so much fun, and I did a lot better than I thought I was gonna do. I was training for it because you have to have some, upper body strength, which is not my strongest part of me. I feel like I'm definitely more of an endurance person, but I was really working on my strength in the gym, and I actually did really well. In the race. I think there was one thing that I needed help with, but other than that, all of the other obstacles I completed, and I didn't fall, which was great. So yeah, I felt really good about that, and it was just so much fun doing that with my sister. Her and I are both very into that kind of stuff, so yeah, it was awesome. My last running goal was to run 1 morning run a month between April and September, and this one I kind of meant before work. which I did not do. I did not do that at all. But again, I ran every Saturday morning, almost every Saturday morning at like 6 a.m. for the marathon. So again, I'm just gonna let that one go because I like sort of did that. All right, next up, we just have like overall fitness goals. And my first one was to play more pickleball, which I definitely did. We got a really good group going last year and we were playing like once, maybe twice a week in the summertime. Next, I had play more tennis. I did not do this. I'm kind of like over tennis, so I'm just kind of throwing that away for now because I'm really into pickleball, so that one was like not met. Next, I had ice skating. I also did not do this at all, but I started training for the marathon and like did not want to do anything that could injure me easily, so I like kind of just, I'm gonna be postponing that goal. Next, I have 3 volleyball tournaments / join team. I did not end up joining a team. I did go to a few, like I don't know anyone here that plays volleyball, and like a few people, but they don't play regularly, so I kind of have to go and like find a whole new group of people to play with. So I did go to a few like open gym kind of things, and none of them really stuck. I felt like I wasn't at the right skill level for any of them, which is like really hard to find, but I'm still working on it. But I did do 2 volleyball tournaments and 1 pickleball tournament, so I'm gonna count that for that 3. Next, I have rock climbing once a week. I don't think I went every single week of the year if I was on like vacation or like, you know, visiting like out of town somewhere, but I did go most of the time, and sometimes I would go twice a week, so I feel like that one kind of evened out. Next, I have social goals. My first one is to make friends outside of work. I feel like I did not do this like whatsoever. I tried with the volleyball thing. I also tried going to church and doing like a church group. I'm not really a church person, but I was hoping to maybe like find some people around my age, but all of the groups didn't really have like what I was looking for there, which is totally fine, but that one I'm gonna try to do this year. Next, we have travel, my absolute favorite category. My first goal was to travel to 3 new countries, which I did. I am so grateful for that. I went to Colombia and Peru in January of 2025, and then I also went to the Bahamas in June, but I've already been there before, so that one doesn't really count. I also went to Portugal in December, so I just got back a few days ago. We were there through New Year's, and it was so much fun. I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to go to all these places. Next, I had 3 new states. I went to 2 new states, which is pretty close. I went to Washington and Oregon last year with my family, which was so much fun, and I only have, I think, 7, okay, I'm wearing sweatpants, don't mind that. I only have 7 more states to hit before I hit all 50, so I'm slowly inching away at like the last few. Next, I had 3 new national parks. I believe I only went to 1 last year while we were on the Washington and Oregon trip. We went, I don't know if Mount Hood actually is considered a national park, so maybe 2, but we went to Mount Hood. We also went to Mount Rainier, which was absolutely beautiful. That one was really nice. We did a hike and just kind of hung out, and it was great, but I think that was the only national park I went to. I've been like kind of around Shenandoah. I have not actually gone to Shenandoah and like had like a camping trip there or a hike there or whatever. I've been like around it. I don't know if I've actually been in it, but I'm not gonna count that. So yeah, I definitely wanna focus on some national parks this year. Next, I had 1 trip a month. So this could be like a day trip, a weekend trip, an actual full-on like vacation, any of that. And I completed that last year, which I'm very grateful for. Again, just very grateful to have the time, the money, the energy, the friends that want to go and do these things with me. So yeah, I had a lot of great trips in 2025, and I just can't wait to keep traveling in 2026. Next, I had 5 hikes in Virginia. I don't think I did this. I don't think I did this at all, actually. Next, I had 1 solo trip that includes a flight. I did not do this last year, but it's okay because I feel like I really spent that time just traveling with friends and family, which is so much fun. So yeah, that's the last one for travel. Next, we have creative and hobbies. I wanted to read 40 books last year, and to put this into perspective, I read 24 books the year before. So this was really like pushing it for me, and I completely blew this out of the water. I'm gonna pull up my Goodreads because I don't even remember how many books I read, but it's way over 40. 76. Wow. I read 76 books in 2025, which is absolutely crazy. I feel like I hit 40 in like June, and I was like, wow. Next I had paint more. This one's very vague. I kind of just threw that on there, but I did have like a few nights in the year where I would paint with some friends or just by myself. So you know what, I'm gonna consider that a win. Next I have cook/bake 3 new recipes. I believe I did this. I don't remember like exactly what they were, but I definitely tried to make some new recipes last year. Next I had learned 3 songs on guitar. I did not buy a guitar, so I did not do this one. Fly drone once a month. I also did not do this. I have not flown my drone in a long time, but I also want to upgrade it, so I'm kind of like not using it right now. Learn Spanish. Did not do that at all. Write the first draft of my book. Did not do that one either. Next up we have career, and my first goal for this one was to get promoted at work, which I am so happy to say that I did get promoted last year. I am very proud of myself. I worked really hard in 2024, did a whole lot of extra stuff to try to get promoted in 2025. Very, very grateful for not only like myself for, you know, my past self for doing that, but also my manager. He helped me out a lot, so I'm just very grateful for that. Next I had learned text editing in After Effects. This is a very like specific thing that I wanted to do because we were doing it at work at the time, and I needed some assistance in that, and I wanted to learn how to do it myself. But we kind of like, well, not kind of, we did stop doing that like entirely, so I never got around to it, which is totally fine. But yeah, did not do that one. Next I had work on 1 passive income stream. Did not do that. I wanted to thrift once every 2 months and revamp my Poshmark. To be honest, I'm kind of over Poshmark. I'm like not really doing that anymore, so I did not do that either. I also wanted to revamp my social media. Again, this one's like really vague. I didn't make like a plan of like, oh, I want to post like this many times or do this or do that, and I just like did not do that at all, which is totally fine. Next, I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and upload 2 videos a week. Did not do that. Like, did not do that at all. I have never been so behind on my YouTube videos in my entire life. Like, I'm like a year behind now, which is so crazy. It's so hard for me to like go and edit a video now. Like, I film them all the time and I just don't feel like editing, probably because I edit at work all day. So that's when I really need to like get together. Next, I have 2 hours or less a day on social media. Do not think I did that, but I'm really gonna focus on doing that this year. I think I got better. I got better in 2025, less time on my phone, but still not where I wanna be. So we're making progress. The last few I had were just like random ones. I wanted to go skydiving. That did not happen in 2025, but I'm gonna put it to 2026. I also wanted to utilize this like gratitude journal that I have, and I like completely forgot. And then I wanted to wear my hats more. I feel like I did that in the summertime. I don't really wear hats in the winter. And then I wanted to take a self-defense class. Absolutely did not do that last year, so maybe this year. Those were all my goals from 2025. Overall, it was a crazy year. I feel like a lot of bad things happened, but also a lot of good things happened. So it's kind of like, you know, I guess in the middle. I feel like overall I hit most of my goals, and some of them I just completely blew out of the water, which is great. Now it is time for my 2026 goals, which I will say are very similar to 2025, but like little tweaks here and there. So starting off with my running goals, I want to run 3 half marathons this year, which I know I'm gonna be able to do. I already have 2 that I registered for, and I also want to run a half marathon under 2 hours. So this is gonna be my first real like time goal. Next, I want to run another marathon. I only have 1 on here. I'm just gonna do 1 again this year because training for a marathon is like months and months worth of time and discipline, and yeah, I'm just gonna like, again, do 1 marathon this year. I don't know if I wanna do Richmond yet because I already did it. So I might do another one that's like around that same time because I really enjoyed having the race in November last year. The weather was really, really nice, and you're not training like all of your long runs in the summertime. They kind of start to happen in like September, which is a lot better. weather-wise. So I think I'm gonna do another one like around November, but not necessarily Richmond. Next, I wanna run my first triathlon, which I already signed up for. My mom and I are doing one in July, so I need to start training for that. We're doing a sprint, so it's not gonna be a full, I don't even know how long the full one is, but I believe the sprint is like, I have no idea how long the swimming is, but the bike is I think 9 miles and then like a 3-mile run, so should be pretty good. I need to start riding my bike and like make sure that it's not broken because I haven't looked at it in like a year, so yeah, but that is another one of my goals, and I'm very excited because we already registered, like we are doing it, so I'm very happy about that. Next, I want to go to Run Club 6 times this year. I am decreasing it from once a month because in the winter months, it's really hard for me to like get out and do that because I don't run as much in the winter. So I also want to continue my 1 race a month into this year because I really enjoyed it last year, and I feel like this year I might start, well, I am gonna start. I have my first repeat race in March. I am running the Shamrock Half again in March. I did it last year, doing it again, and this is the first race I've ever done like and repeated. So definitely gonna start having some repeats if I need to do just like a local race here and there. But it was so much fun last year, and I just love running. I love racing, so I'm gonna continue that into this year. Next, fitness and health. I want to join another pickleball league. I did a league last fall, I think. Fall? Yeah, I think it was the fall league, and it was so much fun. So I want to continue that, maybe do a summer league, or I don't know, just continue playing pickleball because it's so much fun, and I would love to meet some new people from that. So I already mentioned this, but I want to start going bike riding more. I need to train for the triathlon, which like 9 miles on a bike, I feel like I could do that with minimal training, but I also want to like make sure I can bike and then run, you know, like it's very different muscles being used consecutively. I have ice skating on here again. Don't know when I'm gonna do that, but I've still just very interested in that, doing that at some point. I have joined volleyball team on here again. I think I'm gonna start going to these other like open gym things and just like trying it out and not giving up. I'm not giving up. I want to find a team and meet some new people, so doing that. Again, I have 3 sports tournaments. I'm changing it from just volleyball to sports. So if it's volleyball, if it's pickleball, if it's, I don't know, rock climbing competition, never done that before, but just 3 of like some sort of competitive sport. Speaking of rock climbing, I have quite a few rock climbing goals on here. I want to climb twice a week. I want to get LEED certified, and I also want to go climbing outside. I am working on all of those things. I mean, I've been climbing like pretty regularly, but the LEED certification I am going to be working on, and then that also kind of goes hand in hand with outside because most outside climbing is LEED climbing. I want to go on 1 hike a month, so in Virginia probably, or if I'm on vacation, I usually do a hike at some point. I want to drink less alcohol and more water. Sometimes I don't drink enough water throughout the day, especially if I'm on vacation, but I really want to focus on that. And then also, yeah, drink less alcohol. I did drink a lot on my Portugal vacation, but I was on vacation, so it's fine. But now that I'm like back, I'm like, I want to like not drink as much, you know, or if I do, just have a drink or 2 and like be done. But yeah, that is my next goal. I also want to volunteer at like some sort of race or event, maybe a race that I've done before, because sometimes I want to volunteer, but I'm like, I'd rather just like do it. But if I've done it before, I think I'm gonna be more likely to be like, okay, I've done it, I can go and volunteer. Social goals, again, this is always a goal of mine, is to just make some more friends outside of work. I also want to have a game night once a month, either hosting or going out, so like card games, board games, pool, ping pong, bowling, top golf, like any sort of game or activity I want to do once a month with some friends because it's so much fun. Next, my favorite category, travel. First of all, I want to travel to 7 new countries this year, which is gonna be really tricky. So yeah, I'm pushing myself a little bit. I have, I think, 3 countries right now that I already have trips planned that I'm gonna be hitting this year. So I'm almost halfway there. Hopefully I can complete this, and yeah, I just really want to travel more. I want to see more of the world and do it while I'm young, you know? So that is a big goal of mine this year. I also would love to travel to 3 new states. Next, I have 2 new national parks. Really gonna try to do Shenandoah this year. I cannot believe I still haven't been there. Like, I've literally been to national parks in other continents, but I have not been to the one 2 hours away. So I'm really gonna try to do that one. Again, I have 1 trip a month. I just love traveling. So if it's, you know, a whole vacation or trip or like out of the country kind of trip, or if it's just like a weekend trip or like local, just anything, 1 trip a month. And also, again, I have on 1 solo trip this year, so I'm gonna try to do that. And my last one is 2 camping trips. So maybe I can do a camping trip in Shenandoah and then like something else, I don't know. But I haven't been camping in a long time and I really miss it, so I'm gonna try to do that this year. All right, next up I have creative/hobbies. First one is to read 50 books. I am raising this from last year because last year I just completely blew it out of the water. So instead of 40, I'm gonna aim for 50, and I feel like I'm gonna hit that pretty easily, but I also don't wanna feel like stressed about reading and trying to meet the goal. Like, the goal is very just like, I know I can achieve this, and I want to read and enjoy reading. So I don't want to read like just to hit this crazy goal. So I think 50 is like a little bit of a good, you know, I'm raising it, but I'm not like raising it way too high. So that is that. I want to paint 3 times. I feel like I could do that this year. I also want to make 3 new recipes, which again, I feel like I can easily do that. I want to learn 1 song on guitar. I am decreasing this because I also need to buy a guitar, so that's like another thing that goes with this goal. So I'm gonna decrease that amount of songs. I want to upgrade my drone and fly 5 times throughout the year. So we will see if that happens. I've really like not thought about flying my drone in a while, but I saw that goal from last year and I was like, oh yeah, I have a drone. Like, maybe I should use it. I also would love to, again, write the first draft of a book. All right, next up I have career/money. I want to present in front of another department at work, which I already signed up to do. I believe it's happening at the end of this month, so that one should be pretty like set. I also want to get 1 active side hustle and 1 passive side hustle. I really just want to focus on my money this year and get more money coming in, just do something outside of my normal job. I also kind of want to figure out my finances, and I don't want to go too far into that. All right, next we have YouTube and social media. Again, very vague, but I want to post more on my social medias. So Instagram, maybe TikTok, also YouTube. I really want to post more on YouTube, and I want to learn a new editing technique. I feel like I'm kind of just editing the same way every time, so I would love to learn a new like text kind of thing or graphic or just, I don't know, anything. I also want to post 2 videos a week on YouTube, and I want to catch up this year. That is my main goal, is to just catch up on all my videos. Like I said, I'm like a year behind. I have like 30 to 40 videos that are all filmed but not edited. So I'm gonna try to catch up. I also wanna make better thumbnails. I feel like my thumbnails are not great, but again, I might just catch up for now, and then once I start editing in real time, I will spend that time to make better thumbnails. 1,000 subscribers, again, is another goal for me, which I feel like that will be easier to achieve if I am uploading stuff, because I barely uploaded last year, so like, it makes sense that I didn't hit that last year. Again, 2 hours or less per day on social media. Really gonna try to make progress on this. And I also want to upgrade my camera, so I might do that. And then random, again, I want to go skydiving this year. I want to utilize my gratitude journal, wear my hats more, self-defense class, and I also want to deep clean 1 area per month. So if that's a physical area in my apartment or my car, or a digital area like my phone or my computer, just like 1 thing a month that I can like declutter. So that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys make goals of your own, maybe this gave you some inspiration for what sorts of goals that you can put on there. And yeah, hope you guys have a great year, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.